it. And shout out to our Georgia fans. We want to say congratulations to the Georgia Bulldogs, back-to-back national champions after not getting a national championship. They lost it in 2018 with the game that Tua came in. But before that, the last time they had got it, I believe, was 1980.
Yeah.
With Herschel Walker. So about 41 years. So we know our guys, Colin P. from the DMV and our Georgia boy, Mr. Anthony Handy, were just beside themselves, as we would be if we won a national championship.
Oh, yeah.
You know. So, hey, shout out to them. But, hey, get right into it. Like you said, this is what I expected if USC was fully healthy going up against Tulane. No disrespect to Tulane, but I would expected USC to blow these guys out and this to be more of a game. From what I saw against you guys to this, I'm not gonna lie to you, Axe. It was hard to watch. It was hard to watch.
Oh yeah. There were multiple times where I turned it off and then I was like, well, there's nothing really else to watch, so turn it back on. Okay, turn it back off. Oh, okay, I'll turn it back on. Like, it's the last game of the year. Like, so many times just back and forth. But I think this is fully TCU gave it everything they had against us because they didn't expect to be here.
Yep.
They knew that's what it was going to take to get here, and I don't think they had anything left.
Yeah.
And Georgia had that war, an absolute war against Ohio State. And then that sharpened them, and they were like, okay, let's go. Like, we're ready. It's ours. I think that's absolutely what this was.
And you saw it from the very beginning. I mean, it really did not take that much time for Georgia to get the W. Before you looked, it was 10-7. Now, I will say you had that one drive by TCU where they drive down the field in 5 plays, 75 yards, and they do it in 2 minutes. You're like, okay, TCU. Now, okay, we're waking up. And you get the touchdown, and it's 10-7. And I'm not going to lie. Like, I was, okay, all right, here we go. Let's see what they can do. And that was it.
Yeah.
And the lights went out. And next thing you know, Georgia's eating chicken wings on the sidelines. Celebrating. You know what I mean? So, I mean, 21 points were scored by Georgia. Actually, since that Duggan touchdown, 55 unanswered points were scored. McConkey got a little bit of action. Stenson Bennett, Milton, Bowers, Mitchell.
Brandon Robinson, like the backup running back. Like,
right.
It was, oh, man.
It's rough. It's rough. Let's talk about Georgia TCU. Sorry, Shelby.
Ouch, yeah. But yeah, when TCU scored that touchdown, my only thought was, okay, how does Georgia respond to this? Because if they go put their foot on this throat, it's over.
Yep.
And that's absolutely what they did. And it was just like, okay, yeah, it's game.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Now I will ask this question because the game, like I said, was not in doubt, especially after the second quarter. Second quarter didn't go into halftime. This game's 38-7. It's just it's ugly. So you get late in the game. The game is over. You put the backups in. And the backup score.
Yeah.
There's one school of thought that says, if you don't want us scoring, stop us. But there's another school of thought that says, throw in the damn towel. This thing is over. Are you okay with them continue? I don't think it was running up the score because it was the backups, but still run dive plays.
See, that's the thing, though. The scoring plays and that, they were dives. Like, Brandon Robinson was running up the middle, dragging 3 guys. So, I mean, it's just I'm in the school of thought that if you don't want them to score, then stop them.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not like Georgia was running 4 verticals every play, like trying to score. They were running the clock. Like it was just they're that good. It's 5-star after 5-star after 5-star on the depth chart at every position. So it's just Georgia's insane right now.
Yeah, well, right. And so I think the immediate question, the question I've heard everybody talk about is Georgia the new Bama?
If you're talking the historical sense of Alabama, no. Georgia needs to be, and it doesn't need to be national championships necessarily, but they need to be dominant for another 3 to 5 years before they're in that category. because ever since Saban took over in 2011 or 2010, 2011, somewhere in there, Alabama's been dominant.
Yeah.
Like a 9-win season is a horrible season for them.
Yeah.
A 10-2, 10-3 is awful for them. That's unacceptable. So Georgia's got to get to the point where that's their standard, where it's national championships, and 10-2, 11-1 is unacceptable.
Right.
We're not quite there yet, but we're getting close.
Right. And I mean, hey, look, if they continue on this run and continue to be in the hunt, absolutely they need that attention. But I mean, to me, I say no, because I still think you got to get past, to your point, you got to get past like a Clemson. Clemson with the 6 CFPs in the last, 8 years. You know what I mean? Winning a couple. So shout out to what Georgia has done, because they've definitely followed the blueprint. Get the 5-star guys, get them on the field, get the coaches in here to teach them correctly what they need to be doing. And then you get the scheme right. I think that's the difference with the Georgias, the Alabamas, Clemsons, as opposed to other teams, is that you have the 5-stars. Absolutely. You have the studs at every position, but you know how to scheme. Georgia wasn't throwing it deep down the field. They had a consistent running game. They threw it to their tight ends and their backs. You know what I mean? I mean, I can't think of, outside of Lad McConkey, I'm questioning what other true wide receivers, but then you got Big O, but you also got Brock Bowers. I mean, the threats on that offense and the way that they are able to get everybody the ball is definitely something that they patterned off of a lot of these big teams. And Kirby's from that Saban tree. So we know how that is. But yeah, I too, shout out to him. No shade. You got back-to-back championships.
No, not at all.
Yeah, you have literally been the most dominant team. I think you and I conceded probably about midway through the season, and it was probably going to be a repeat, or at least definitely in the Final Four, because we just didn't see anybody who can really top them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, Michigan, we had a hell of a year, and when we got to the playoff, I was just like, I hope we can get there and put up a fight against Georgia. I fully conceded Georgia was winning. Now I thought Michigan and Ohio State could give them a game. And I mean, we talked about that in the Georgia-Ohio State preview, but we all still expected Georgia to win.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Yeah. So hey, at the end of the day, Georgia got the W 65-7. It was not close. Alex could be Georgia.
God, stop it. No.
Wow, Sky. Good morning to you, buddy. As the Rams and all 3 of our teams are in the offseason in the NFL. So hey, we'll be looking to get one of these
Scott,
guys.
Your team loaded us up.
Oh yeah.
6th overall pick.
Hey, and there's another conversation, not for the college show, but I definitely want to bring it out. I was talking to Nathan Snell, and the question got asked: who won that trade? Jared Goff going to the Lions or Matt Stafford going to the Rams?
I think you got to wait and see who gets picked with that Lions pick, and kind of wait a bit to see how they do.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't necessarily think there's a loser in this trade, because you're the Rams, you got your Super Bowl.
Right.
And with the Lions, you got to finally reset, because we needed that full reset for years, and Stafford kept getting us to 7 to 9 wins.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're constantly picking in the 15 to 20 range. So but it was different. No, it was different standards.
Yeah.
LA was all about that Super Bowl. Detroit was about doing that full reset.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So,
and I like that. I think that's true, because I think that was the main question: was the Super Bowl that Matt Stafford got, was that just it, the end of the conversation? But it's to your point, because what all the pieces, what you're building back up and bringing Detroit back into relevance is, I mean, even if they don't get a Super Bowl, that is more important, in my opinion, than the one and done. Because as we've seen, no disrespect, Scott, but the Rams are kind of imploding right now. And McVay might be out. Stafford, we don't know what's going on. I know Ramsey had a kind of cryptic message.
I was just gonna say, there's rumors of us trading for Ramsey, so Lions-Rams trades might not be done.
Wow.
Yeah.
So definitely stay tuned, Scott. All of the shows and all the different platforms we have, we'll be talking about this back and forth. But I definitely wanted to get that, because we got a Ram and we got a Lions fan on here. But speaking of bringing it close, bringing it to the draft, you got some guys on Georgia that you have to ask that question: are they staying? Are they going? And one of the guys that I didn't expect to have this question about was Georgia's quarterback, Stetson Bennett. I mean,
so I looked right before the show. He's out of eligibility, so he's done.
He's done. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then he is gone. Stetson is coming to the league, which then again, keeping it with the whole theme of the offseason going into the draft, where in your mind does he get picked up?
I think he's in the 3rd to 5th round range.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly because he's the same age as Lamar Jackson, who's now getting off his rookie deal.
Right.
So it's kind of hard to pick a quarterback early, say 1st round with that 5-year rookie deal with that 1st round option, and have him negotiating his big contract at 30 years old. So that's a little scary. Scott thinks the Rams are getting Lamar Jackson, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady. Like yeah.
He's like, get in line, quarterback.
He's like, Rams are getting them. Yeah. So, I think you guys might be going running back at 37, honestly. Because they don't necessarily like Cam Akers still, even though he played well late this year. But yeah, I think Stetson, mainly because of the age, and then you factor in the size and everything. I love Stetson Bennett, but I think realistically he's in that range with where Hendon Hooker is going to go with some of these older quarterbacks and some of these other quarterbacks that have those red flags, injuries or otherwise. See King Henry coming to LA. Yeah.
Look
the epitome of
Madden draft. Your fantasy draft. Come on, man. Stetson's only 5'11", too, as height is concerned.
Yeah.
Interesting. What's going on, Ash? Because they really hated Cam Akers until the end of the season after I already traded him in fantasy. Yes.
Yeah.
Understand. But look, so we know about it. We know they're Jalen Carter, obviously seen in many mocks that he's potentially the number 1 pick, if not, top 5 pick. Be. Yeah. So they got a couple pieces that are definitely coming out.
Thanks for watching. If you like that clip, be sure to check out the other great content from the Let's Talk Football community. And as always, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when more great content like this becomes available.